great for dark skies. There's an observation platform on Spruce Knob that offers amazing night sky shooting.
Absolutely, absolutely. What I generally call the Monongahela National Forest. Anything in the Monongahela National Forest is good. But you got, like I said, Eastern Kentucky is good too. That area toward Moorhead, Carter County, south of the interstate. Eastern Kentucky has some nice stuff too. The benefit of Monongahela is you get elevation. You get probably everything up there is higher than 2,500 feet, and many places are at 4,000 feet. And what I found with the Comet is you're up above that aerosol layer that we have here in the Ohio River Valley, and it's amazing the transparency and the quality of the sky that you get, even with just that little bit of elevation gain.
Okay.
Hey, Jeff,
Cheryl?
did you ever check out, this is Cheryl Cook. Yeah.
Hey.
Cheryl, did you check out the Apple Farm I mentioned to you off the AA highway?
I did check that out.
Did you check
yeah, they're up on the ridge
silos
there.
and
I didn't see anything in a position up on that ridge. Most of their gear and equipment was kind of off down in the lower valley and near a lot of trees. Nothing jumped out at me up there. I did check it out. Thank you.
I have a quick question.
Sky.
I'm sorry?
Go ahead.
Somebody said, I heard sky.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Where is a good place to make pictures of the night sky in the tri-state?
Something about the sky in the tri-state?
Where's the best place to make pictures of the night sky in the tri-state?
Well, I think for you guys, I think the Wayne National Forest and Lake Vesuvius area is a place really just begging to be worked. And I think there's a lot of opportunity out in that area. And I think Grayson Lake is another spot for just great composition potential and good sky quality. I think those two are on the top of my list for Eastern Kentucky.
You're getting several thank yous that you did a great job and your photography is some of the best.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I did.
Have you taken pictures downtown of the statues yet at night?
I haven't. I'm not exactly sure how to go about that. I'm afraid that the city lights are just overwhelming anything you can pull out of the sky. There's possibly something there with the moon, probably something like planetary alignments, which we actually have. That's something I really didn't get into. Let me just mention this. If you don't already have an app to use for night sky, constellations and where we are, I highly recommend one called Sky Safari. They have different versions of Sky Safari. You can use one that's free, and then you can get a few paid levels. I use one that's paid because it helps with my astrophotography. But I do almost all of my planetarium work off of my phone and my iPad with Sky Safari. So my point is, we have the planets that are lining up, and there's actually, I think right now we still have 4 planets across the sky, depending on what time of night you look. But there could be a moon-planet conjunction scenario that could work well with those statues. I have not been up close to them. Do they orient exactly horizontal with the river, or do they lie at an angle to the river?
I don't know.
I think the statues are definitely ripe for finding something that works with just, I don't even know how much light painting would have to be done down there. I'm sure there's a lot of light around, but maybe you want to accentuate it with some light, and then probably twilight, moon, crescent moon, planetary Venus. You know, we had Venus with the Pleiades a couple months ago. Things like that, brighter events that you could capture. Hopefully you can access the western sky with those statues. I don't know how it's all oriented, but the nice thing about using these apps, you can literally take this app and hold it up and do what's called augmented reality. And you can put the night sky where you want it. Say, I want to see what this sky looks like at 10 o'clock tonight. And you can place it exactly in the composition you want to see if things are going to line up right. It's kind of like photo pills. You may have used photo pills, but I like Sky Safari better than photo pills. But photo pill, I use them both. Photo pills is great.
I'd like to throw in a couple of suggestions for those who live in the tri-state area. Up on Route 2 by Lee Sage, the wildlife reserve area up there, wetland reserve. I've done very well up there shooting night skies, even though you have Huntington with some light pollution. I still have been very successful. Over there near the river, there's a parking area, and I've done light star trails and all up over there, and it worked out very well. And my favorite place to shoot night skies is the lower bridge below New River Bridge. Having the New River Bridge silhouetted and as your foreground subject, and then the sky, the stars behind it. And if you catch it just right, you get a truck crossing across with a long exposure, and you'll have a white band that goes right across the top of the New River Bridge. So just a couple of suggestions.
Yeah, that area up on Route 2. What's nice is they have, I've been looking, I've been scouting up there, and the conditions just haven't been right for me. They have some bare trees, and you can catch it when the water level's right, I think, and get those trees and maybe a reflection of those and silhouette those against the sky. But it's going to take a little bit of work up there. But I think, again, those are definite areas. I mean, as a West Virginian, I like the New River Gorge Bridge. There was a comet composition that was to be had up there. We were pretty happy with what we were physically drained from working the comet. So we literally just didn't go up because we were too tired. But there was actually that comet composition would have worked about a week ago, or about 2 weeks ago from what's called Fayette Station Bridge. You could have done that. So it would have been cool. I didn't see anybody do that. Some people work the shot from up on the, like Grandview Overlook and all that, and they were fine.
You didn't mention, or maybe I missed it, and if I did, I apologize, but do you set your color balance to manual and take it down to like the 2800 range or something to get more of a blue sky rather than brown?
I do everything post. I don't set the color balance in the camera before, unless I know I'm going to just convert directly out of the camera, which that's very rare. I mean, I guess it is important, again, looking at your RGB exposure, but I tend to just keep it on daylight balance.
When I've shot in daylight balance, I end up with brown skies, so I can adjust it in Lightroom or afterwards. But a lot of times when I'm out, I was out in Whitefish, Montana. We was at the top of the mountain there shooting night skies, and even on my display, it was showing more brown, the brown color. So I just adjusted the white balance to manual white balance. It took it to about 2900, and it got back to blue again.
Yeah, that's all good. I say be sensitive to that, especially if you're monitoring your RGB exposure and you want to make sure you nail that in camera. Probably not a bad thing. I think you're right. Be mindful of, you're back to talking about what the camera records and what's reality and all of that. Be mindful of how you want the final image to look. There's a little bit of experience that comes with that. I tend to like things to look like natural colors, although having said that, I'm getting ready to start a whole new portfolio that's in what's called mapped color. So we're going to be assigning different colors to RGB and all that. So that's kind of the more artistic venue right now for astrophotography. But everybody has their own taste, so just flavor it to your taste. But yes, definitely make sure you're getting the exposure right. And I have no problem with adjusting that manual exposure right. The night sky is, if my bias is for a night sky with a wide angle lens, I like the sky to be a little bit blue. I definitely like for it to look blue. When you're out at a dark sky, you realize how bright the night sky is, especially relative to the ground. The ground can be black under a true dark sky. If I could just share my screen, Pam, I don't know if that's still available.
You should be.
One
I
more
haven't.
time here. Let me just, I really tried to make this image as close to what things looked like at the time. And I just took this. This is from, again, Watauga State Park, which is in the kind of, surrounded by the Monongahela National Forest. So that's the blue. That's the blue I kind of go for in night sky shots. But I'm telling you, you can't see a thing in the landscape. It is black. Even with this crazy bright light they have over here at their main lodge, the sky relative to the land, the sky is significantly brighter. The sky is very bright relative to the land. You can take it wherever you want. A lot of people, they like a brighter foreground, which is great. I like, again, you can just flavor it to taste. Sometimes it works. Sometimes people go way overboard with lightening the foreground for what I like to see, because a night sky is a night sky. And but everybody.
You wear a headband with a light?
I'm sorry.
You wear a headband with a light on it with a red filter?
I don't. I didn't bring them, but I just have red lights that hang around your neck, and I put it in my mouth for hours. I used to wear a headband with a light, but the problem is I get cold, and you could wear it over top of the toboggan. I wear a lot of hoodies and all that. I just stick with my red light in the mouth. I know I probably should wear a headband.
Cheryl, do you have anything to add tonight?
Jeff, we really appreciate you doing this. Always
Jeff.
love your presentations. You were our first presenter of the club several years ago when we started,